Welcome, this is Angops Online TV. Facts about the World Population Day, to be celebrated on the 11th of July, is what we have to offer as our international highlight. Please stay with us. More than 800,000 people around the world live in extreme poverty and famine, has announced the United Nations Organization on the 7th of July this year. Reducing extreme poverty and famine is the top Millennium Development Goal set by the United Nations in 2000. In 1990, about 1,900 million people around the world lived on less than $1.25 a day. Despite the success of measures adopted, the UN believes that there is still a long way to go. The 11th of July is the World Population Day. It is celebrated every year since 1989 as instituted by the United Nations Development Programme to raise awareness about the importance and urgency of population issues, particularly in the context of the development plans and programs and the need for solutions to these challenges. With more than 7 billion people inhabiting the planet, we are confronted with a growing demand on resources sharing and big challenges posed by the development goals internationally adopted. The above number is distributed around the planet in an irregular way, certain places with enormous population concentration, whereas others are underpopulated. Asia is the most populated continent, responding for about 60% of the world's global population, while Oceania is the least populated, with 0.55% of the world's total population. In Africa, with a bit more than 1 billion inhabitants, the population development plans and programs are more and more affected by the prevalence of conflicts associated with ethnic and religious diversity in some countries, terrorism, collapse of political institutions, and others. The conflicts in Burundi, South Sudan, and Mali, the prevailing Boko Haram threat in Nigeria and neighboring countries make the continent more and more fragile, worsened by the dissemination of arms, the migratory flows, and black markets, which puts at stake the regional and world security and stability. In the particular case of Angola, the government has been working with the support of its partners, particularly the UN Population Fund, implementing a plan of action to provide the population with better living conditions, always aware that much more is to be done to improve the country's social and economic indicators. According to the preliminary data from the Population and Housing Census of 2014, Angola has a population of 24 million inhabitants. The census has produced reliable and updated statistical data required for an evaluation of the poverty fight strategy and the production of indicators that ensure an assessment of the progress made under the Millennium Development Goals. The United Nations report has indicated that the number of deaths of children below 5 years of age around the world has dropped to its half since 1990. However, about 16,000 children continue dying every year due to causes that could have been prevented. The world leaders are confronted with having to adopt a new set of development goals during the September Summit 2015. The world leaders are confronted with having to adopt a new set of development goals during the September 2015 Summit. The goal is to eradicate extreme poverty until 2030. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in our next edition.